Hi, so delighted again to be joined by Neil Taylor of Schwa. If you haven't seen the interview I've done with Neil, well worth a watch. Some really good stuff on his business journey, but also some tips for your language and communications as well. So this is our 210X section, 2 productivity tips. What have you got for us, Neil?
Well, I guess there's one about you, or maybe me as an individual, and one about the business. So the one about me, I think I've just learnt, and this is going to sound very hippy-dippy, I've learnt to tune into where my energy is and where it goes. And that might even be during the course of a day. So I've sussed out that my attention span is about 90 minutes. And if I do more than that, actually I should change location, I should switch task to keep myself interested in it. I know that I'm way better in the morning at like focusing on a task than I am, in fact, right now when we're recording this, the early afternoon, that's when my lull is. So actually doing something like this, which is kind of less concentration, is exactly the kind of thing I like to schedule for now. And then all the difficult stuff is at like 7 a.m. And also I've learned that I'm rubbish in the evenings. I don't like working in the evenings. I resent it. So I'd much rather stop at 5:30 or 6, get up a bit early or do a bit on the weekend, and just not feel guilty about it. Not feel guilty about, well, that's the bit that works for me, and also not feel worried about it when other people tune into their patterns.
Yeah, I love that one. I think, I forget his name, which is terrible, but a business owner in America I spoke to has this concept of following your energy, and that energy is the only metric that you should actually track. And then, as you've mentioned there, you've obviously seen the benefit of that. And what was your second one for did you say for the team or the business, was it?
Yeah. So I guess this is about the link between productivity and actually the people you employ, and the processes that you have, how the business even operates. So in lots of businesses like ours, lots of agencies doing creative work, there is often a most senior creative person called creative director or something like that, who is all powerful and revered, and also usually a bottleneck because they have to sign off everything. And we don't do that. So we do have quality control, if you like, but it's much flatter in terms of the structure of that. So for instance, if you briefed us to rewrite your website, one of us would rewrite it and then someone else would read it and challenge it and go, do you know what, I don't think that bit's working, or you could do something clever over here. But the person doing that challenging isn't the most senior person, it isn't the creative director. That could be any combination of people in the business. And that just means we can, frankly, get more stuff done, turn it around quicker, and all learn from each other much more, rather than it all sitting with one person who is stressed and too busy.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. Thanks very much for that. 2 really interesting tips, both for the individual and how you run the business as well. So again, thanks for joining us, Neil.
You're welcome.